This is GFree Radio. Here's your host, Peter Stewart.
Hello and welcome to our second special holiday edition of the GFree Radio Show, the world's only weekly podcast for those living gluten-free. This week we bring you a special report from a gluten-free supper club which I went to a few months ago on their inaugural event. The weather was fine, the company great, the food superb. I'll have an update on the monthly clubs at the end of the show and also let you know how you can get involved and book your seat at the table. But for now, let me introduce you to the evening's hostess.
My name's Rosie, I am a coeliac and I'm also training to be a nutritionist, and I live in South East London. A few months ago my boyfriend said, why don't you do a supper club in our flat? Because I really love cooking, love going to new restaurants, pop-ups, that sort of thing. And we then realised my flat, which is tiny, wouldn't be able to fit anyone in. So I thought about my friend Domenica, who lives here in Sydenham, and she has a beautiful house/art studio that she's renovated. And so we're here today having a gluten-free supper club. Everyone's arriving shortly and they're going to have a cocktail. We've got some live music and 3 courses, and then some truffles and tea and coffee.
Secret truffles.
Secret truffles, no one knows about them yet. We haven't put them on the menu. So the cocktail I'm making here is called... Demo, what's it called? Route to Longevity. It's called Route to Longevity because it's made with beetroot from Domenica's garden and my garden from my parents' house in Suffolk. Then we've got orange juice and basil, some ice, and a little bit of honey to sweeten it. This gets really messy. We shouldn't have done beetroot because it stains everything. What I'm using to juice the beetroot with is, it's a Magimix, which has an attachment that works like a proper juicer. It's absolutely amazing. The only annoying thing is you have to empty it quite a lot once it gets full, but it can juice absolutely anything. Beetroot juice is really sweet. It's really good for you because it's high in nitrates, so it lowers your blood pressure. And that's why we called it the cocktail Route to Longevity, because it lowers your blood pressure, keeps you calm, you live for longer. Right, so pop that bit in there. And we're adding in the basil, the ice, and the honey. And then we'll whiz it up. Put it in a bowl. And then when people come, we're going to put it in a cocktail shaker with some ice so it's really cold. And then add a piece of basil on top. So I'm just going to whiz this up now. So just pouring this into the bowl, and now we've made all the cocktails. That's probably the 5th time we've done that routine, and we've got enough cocktails for 16 people. And some for us. So it's now about 7 o'clock. Everyone's arriving in about half an hour. We're just in the kitchen where we've got 2 tables that we've laid. One for, I think, about 8 people and the other one for 6. And on the table we've put a little present for everyone to have for breakfast tomorrow. It's some homemade almond nut butter, which we thought would be quite fun and a bit different. And what I'll do is I'll take you outside and we can just have a look at the menu, which we've put on a blackboard. People coming, they've only been sent out a vague description of what they're going to eat. They've just been told it's something from each part of the menu. So they've been told for the cocktail it's something from the garden, and as I explained before, that's the route to longevity cocktail. That's the beetroot, basil, orange and gin. And then for the starter there's something baked, and that's cumin and coriander soda bread, and with that you've got smoked mackerel pate and gazpacho. Then for the main, we've got something slow roasted, and that is Asian style pork shoulder. We've been slow roasting that for about 9 hours today. It's still in the oven. And with that, we've got sweet potato quinoa and Asian slaw. I love Asian slaw. I discovered it about a month ago and I'm obsessed with it. And that goes really well with anything slow roasted. Then for pudding, we've got something raw, and that is a raw raspberry cashew cheesecake with berry coulis. And then something for breakfast, I explained before, they can take that home. And then we've just written down our suppliers on the menu. We didn't get anything from a supermarket. We tried to keep it local and get it from places that we know. So we got the pork from Flock and Herd Butchers in Peckham. And then Mr. Fresh and Fruity and his son, that's a really lovely fruit and vegetable shop on Sydenham High Street. Then Brixton Village, near where I live in Camberwell. And then Domenica and My Gardens, we've got quite a lot of fruit and veg from there. So now I'm going to go in and check the pork. I'm going to baste it because we need to make sure it's not drying out. So I'm going to do that now. Just open the oven. So I've been slow roasting this at about 140. We blasted it for about half an hour initially at maximum temperature, and we had it upright so we could start the crackling off, and we've now turned it over and covered it in tin foil. So I'm just going to get a spoon. And we've got some lovely juices. I put lots of onions underneath and poured some water over, and then it's got some of the marinade. It was marinating for 24 hours before in ginger, garlic, soy sauce, some honey, some rice vinegar and a bit of sesame oil. Okay, so I'm just basting it at the moment, and then I'm going to cover it up. And then about half an hour before eating, I'm going to turn it back over so the crackling's upright, blast that, so hopefully you'll get some nice crackling on there, and then it will rest for half an hour, just so it can become really soft and juicy. Back in the oven. Hopefully that will be delicious. Okay, now I'm going to wash up. Pour it back out into here, and then we're putting
3 ladles each. Okay.
I'm putting an edible flower and a piece of basil on top. You can go and give it to them. So just make sure when people arrive, everyone's got a cocktail. Okay? Mm-hmm. Perfect. And then, so when we are doing the starter, we're slicing up the soda bread that I made this morning and putting them in these bowls, which are empty, on the table. And then we've got these little bowls here, which we're going to put the smoked mackerel pate in. Okay. And then we're filling up these tumblers with the gazpacho, and we need to slice up some spring onions to garnish on top. Okay. So that's the starter. Okay. Any questions? No? And then the main, we've already cooked the quinoa, but we need to put the dressing on and mix in all the different vegetables. It's lemon, garlic, Dijon mustard, olive oil, some salt. Then it's got mint and coriander in there. Okay. It's really, really fragrant. That's the pork slow roasting, so we'll carve that. And then we've got the Asian slaw as well. Okay. And then the cheesecake, you know about that. We need to take it out an hour before serving because it needs to defrost. And then it becomes squishy, just like a normal cheesecake. So the cheesecake's raw. It's made with cashew nuts, medjool dates, almonds, berries, stevia to sweeten it, and coconut oil. That's it. No cooking. Really delicious. Okay. Right. Kit, what I'd like you to do actually is toast some sesame seeds, which I think are somewhere over here. Okay. Can you see them anywhere? Oh, you put them back in.
So have you already made the mackerel pate?
Yeah, that's all done. Could you toast it? So these we're going to sprinkle on top of the Asian slaw. Okay. So I'll give you a little. We don't need too many toasted because it's just a little sprinkle on top. So maybe about.
What is the Asian slaw?
It's grated cabbage, yellow pepper, red cabbage with mint and then an Asian dressing.
Wow.
Cool. Okay, if you could taste those, that would be amazing.
Can you show me how to use those?
So, on like that. There you go. Hello. Did you find it okay?
It's really easy. I missed you. How are you doing?
Very, very well. We'll give you a cocktail.
Confused. Okay, so basically in the bottom of the fridge there's a big bag of ice. So just take a lump of it and put it in here.
Okay.
And then it's 3 ladlefuls in here per glass. And then pour it into these glasses here. And then one of these really nice fresh basil leaves.
Okay.
And then an edible flower, either a nasturtium or a borage, whichever takes your fancy. Aren't they sweet?
Yeah.
And I mean, nasturtiums are really peppery, so they're not the ideal taste to go with it, but they look so pretty.
Yeah.
That I didn't care.
They go really well with beetroot.
Yeah, and it looks sort of all the colours look nice and mad together.
They're
I like
little,
a mad
they're like
colour.
little bees.
I know,
They're really
the
fluffy.
sweetest flowers in the world. I left a bit of stem because they might want to hook over the edge a bit.
Okay. My first cocktail.
Be scared. So try and go backwards and forwards like that, exactly. Because you want to use the length of it rather than the width to really get the drink around the
Okay,
edge.
is that good?
That should be great.
Okay.
It's very good for your arms.
Yeah. Oh wow, look at
Okay,
that.
so then chuck it in there. Trying not to dribble any down the outside. Okay, that's perfect because we're going to put the extra ice in the top, aren't we? And then it's beautiful.
I'm seriously impressed. I am so excited about this. Been counting down the days since I bought my ticket, and look at that, something raw, something slow roasted. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank God I'm hungry. God, it sounds amazing. Mackerel pate, God, I haven't had that for a long time. And actually, what a perfect evening to have gazpacho. Don't you think? I think that's amazing, amazing. Brilliant.
So it's 8 o'clock. So everyone's been here for about half an hour, just having their beetroot and basil cocktails, and we're just getting all the starter set up. I'm going to sit everyone down shortly, so I just need to cut up the soda bread, put that on the table. We've got this mixed mackerel pate on there already, so just need to find a bread knife.
The straw is really deceptive.
Thank you. This has coriander, cumin. It's made with quite a high fibre, gluten-free flour. It doesn't have any yeast. Really easy to make because you don't need to leave it to rise or anything. Literally just mix it and then make it into a circle shape, score it on the top with a cross shape, and then blast it in the oven for 5 minutes at quite a high heat, and then turn the heat down to about 170 and leave it for half an hour, and then it's done. Near 8:30. We were planning to get everyone sitting down at 8:30, so we're pretty much on time. And I'm now ladling the gazpacho into our tumblers. So Demi, what we'll do is do a drizzle of olive oil on the top, and then garnishing. Yeah, do you want to be the garnisher?
Amazing.
So we'll do a little production line. Okay.
Because we've got one lot of glasses smaller than the rest, we need to work out that everybody gets something even, which is a bit unfair. Yeah, perfect.
There,
So how many ladles was that?
I've no idea.
Pretty.
Sorry, I'll do it again. Okay, this is 1, 2, 2.5 ladles. Okay, if you put the garnish on there, that would be fantastic. Felix is a friend of my sister's, and he's at university at the moment, and he plays acoustic guitar. It's called lap tapping, acoustic guitar playing, and you have the guitar. Yeah, he taught himself. You have the guitar laid across your lap, and you play it like you normally would, but you also do quite a lot of rhythmic things with the guitar, lots of tapping and percussion, basically. So it's a really interesting, quite therapeutic guitar playing. Really nice to listen to. Really clever. He's really fast. It's amazing to watch.
It's really funny, isn't it? Because when you look at him, it looks like he's just sort of playing around and tuning up and working out what's going on. And then you turn around and just listen, and it sounds amazing.
Would everyone like to come in? Yeah, and well done, Felix. Thanks for playing. Come in, guys. We need to bring some of these fold-up chairs. Leave those there. I'll do the glasses. Yeah, where's that? Here. Delicious.
I took them off with these two.
And I never wanted to kind of follow the crowd. Even though Bristol, they know we're you just right away.
I'm a musician as well.
We have just had the most delicious gluten-free bread and mackerel pate and gazpacho, which is all gone from my plate because I ate the lot and it was so good. We want to know how it was all made, and yeah, God, I'm already full, basically.
Yeah, me too. That bread was fantastic. It was moist, unlike most gluten-free breads. Rosie told me she put yogurt in it, so obviously that's the key. And it was delicious. It had some chilli and some herbs in it. And I'm already stuffed as well. I'm trying not to finish my gazpacho, so I have some room for the next two courses.
Pork, yeah. Pork is it? Yeah. Pork. Oh, sweet. Was it sweet potato? Wasn't it sweet potato and quinoa? I just love food. I came along with Danny because I love food, and I'm gluten-free, so it's, yeah. And the bread is amazing. This is like amazing bread. And if she'll give us the recipe, or she'll sell it to us.
Yeah, she should definitely sell this.
She should sell this stuff. She would do very well. It's delicious.
So as you can hear, everyone's eating. I think everyone loved the bread, which I'm really happy with. I made that fresh this morning. It was cumin, coriander, soda bread with a little bit of chilli, but it wasn't too hot, and it doesn't have any yeast in it, so if you can't eat yeast, it's the perfect type of bread for you. You don't need to let it rise, obviously, so it's really, really easy. All completely cooked and ready in 45 minutes, so it's a very easy bread recipe and really healthy and nutritious. Lots of different nutrients and food components in there. What I'm doing now, I'm about to clear the starters away. We'll give everyone maybe a 5 or 10 minute break, and then I'm about to carve the pork. That's been resting for about half an hour now. And we've also taken out the raw cheesecakes because they need some time to defrost. And everything's pretty much ready to go. So now I'm going to wash up all the knives and forks, because obviously this isn't a restaurant, this is someone's house. We're using the same cutlery, so we're going to wash it really well and then give it back to everyone. If you're doing a supper club, you can hire glasses for free from all supermarkets, which is what we did, but you can't hire cutlery for free. So we've had to get cutlery from both mine and Denny's house and make do with just one set for everyone.
never wanted to kind of follow the crowd and stuff.
Really love.
Even going to Bristol, you know, they're all
Yeah.
refused not to go.
This is slow roasted Asian style pork. It's kind of pulled pork. We pulled it apart when we took it out of the oven with coriander, sweet potato, quinoa and Asian slaw with some toasted sesame seeds. Do you start eating? Because I don't want it to get cold.
Oh, yum.
I find cooking really therapeutic. Some people don't. If I've had a really hard day working, there isn't anything more that I love than coming back home and cooking something, maybe something I've never cooked before, something that's a bit of a challenge, and just spending a good few hours in the kitchen and then giving the food to other people and seeing them enjoy it.
I love that she's managed to make a dish that makes you feel like you've had an amazing, nutritious, and yet you come away feeling, which I think is so good about a gluten-free diet, is you come away feeling still quite lean and not bloated, and that's really key, I think, for having a 3-course meal where you think you're going to have to indulge a lot. But so far I feel like I've eaten so healthily. Taking out anything with gluten, you're just enabling yourself to come away feeling very light, and that's what you want to feel.
So now we are just plating up the raw cheesecake. So we've got a berry coulis and the mint leaves that we're putting on top to garnish. And then we can do tea and coffee, and then we've got some salted chocolate truffles. So I'm zigzagging the coulis on top like that because it looks quite pretty. So it's a raw cheesecake. What would normally be cream and cream cheese and sugar and that sort of thing is medjool dates, cashew nuts, a little bit of stevia and raspberries. And then the base is almonds with medjool dates all whizzed up and then pressed down into the bottom of a spring-form pan. That's it. And then you put it in a freezer and then you need to let it defrost, which is what we're trying to do.
Do you know, I who do I, but you're a bit too big. And do you know, I don't often go in there. What I do,
Get out of your mind.
Raspberries, almonds, and a little bit of
I don't want to go home. I've had such an amazing evening, and we've been very spoiled and very well looked after. It was a very, very enjoyable night.
It was amazing. I'm in a complete and utter food coma. Can't move, and I can't believe I've got to go home an hour journey home. But it was definitely worth it. It was amazing. All of it was phenomenal. She's done a really good job.
So now this is the time when everyone's leaving. We've just served the raw cheesecake. People had tea and coffee and salted chocolate truffles. And now people are just making their way to the train station. Some people are staying actually for another glass of wine. I'm going to have a large glass. And I've really enjoyed myself. I hope everyone else has. I think they have. Everyone's smiling, so that's a good sign. What we're planning to do is do this on a monthly basis, which might be a brunch, so on a Saturday, and do Bloody Marys and really yummy pancakes with some smoked salmon and dill, that sort of thing. We're going to keep it seasonal, so hopefully it will keep going. This felt like it was quite a lot of work, but I think it will get easier as it goes on. If anyone's planning to do something like this, I definitely recommend to not buy as much quinoa as I did and write a lot of lists. I had a lot of lists on my phone and I kept deleting them. Just write a list, be really traditional, write things on pieces of paper and just tick things off like that. That's my advice. And what we tried to do was be really relaxed while we were doing it when people were here, and I felt that then made everyone who was here feel relaxed as well. So just enjoy yourself if you're doing something like this, and then you'll have fun. Oh, the washing up. Yeah, we've got a bit of washing up to do.
Rosie Norman, coeliac trainee dietitian, gluten-free cook and food blogger. Rosie now co-hosts the renamed Camberwell Kitchen Supper Club at her own flat with her partner Ant. They tell me after hiding the sofa, they're seating for 14 on one long table, and they say come with friends or come on your own and make new ones. The menu is different every month, but it's always a cocktail, a nibble and a 3-course meal. Last month the menu was mulled cider with brandy and winter spices, beef fillet carpaccio on a parsnip crisp with parmesan, horseradish and rocket, homemade chestnut and ricotta ravioli with girolles and sage butter, slow roasted pork shoulder, pea lentils and root vegetable slaw, and sticky clementine cake, honey brandy snap and creme fraiche. And you don't have to be gluten-free, although the food is, and if you're something else free, let them know and they'll try to help. Find them at the Camberwell Kitchen at outlook.com. Book via the Edible Experiences site. The food was provided by Rosie Norman at glutenfreerosie.com. The music by Felix Fair at felixfair.com. That's Felix Fair, F-A-I-R-E. And I'm Peter Stewart, and this is GFree Radio.